All right, guys, what you saw there was some of the very first that I'm finishing on the bottom. This is what the bottom of our new drill index is going to look like. And I hope it comes across well on video because this finish is really beautiful in here. It's nice and smooth. Our helical end mills are doing a good job. And I actually really like that diamond shaped pattern, symmetrical pattern in there that the adaptive program is doing. But so this one right here, this is one of the very first few that I machined. So this one is one that most likely will not get sold. This is probably one that I'm going to keep. And I don't know. I'm just going to keep it because it doesn't have the finishes on it that I want all of these to have, when someone purchases. I want it to be as beautiful and perfect as I can make it. So the reason why this one isn't perfect, well, first of all, you can see these red X's right here. These are 3 holes that did not measure properly with our pin gauges. So I'll grab the 15/64 pin gauge and see, well, that one fits. I'm sorry. I did ream a couple of these and we're going to get to that. So how about a 7/32 right there? That one fits as well. 13/64. That one fits. Okay, so actually what's happened, I already reamed this one and I mistakenly didn't wipe the red X's off there, but we have some other ones and we're going to get to that in this video. We've got some that we're going to have to ream. So this one's already done, but this is one of the very first that I finished on the top. In fact, the lettering here, our logo, Abom79, is not chamfered. I did a couple of them and then realized that we could go a little bit further with our Fusion software and use the 3D deburr to deburr the pocket outline and the letters and numbers there. And so the first couple that I did not have deburred, so they have a sharp edge on there. And so I think this one is probably a good candidate to have media blasted and in color anodized. The other thing I was going to point out, you might be able to see a little bit of a finish difference right in here, but I actually finished the outside using the chip splitter instead of the finishing end mill. So the outside finish isn't as nice. Now that really doesn't matter because we can, of course, have this media blasted and anodized. The same thing with the finish on here. For some reason, my finish on the top just didn't turn out as good. I improved on this after we finished this particular one. So that one right there is probably going to get blasted. So I'll be keeping like different stacks for, ones like this right here that need further attention. This is the other one that we just machined on the bottom. And this one, I believe, should be good. We had already added our 3D deburr. And in the first video when I wipe these off and you see me wiping it with my hand, that's why I'm doing that, is that I'm using my fingertips, my senses in my fingers to feel if there's any sharp edges on there that shouldn't be. All the holes chamfered, all the edges chamfered, everything softened up. And on the bottom side, we use the same program in Fusion, that 3D deburr, where we come and that ball mill deburrs every edge in here, including these little counterbores and the holes. The holes are drilled in there for the anodizer. When I sent the samples, he's got these little clips that you have to stick your parts on to hold it for the anodizing. So we hid the holes underneath these 4 pads, these 4 counterbores, which are going to be rubber pads for anti-slip. Whenever these are sitting on we'll show you that later on, but there's little rubber pads that stick on there, so these holes will be hidden. The finish inside there looks good. The finish on this face here looks good. And we'll do some measuring to make sure. I designed this to be 1.5 inches thick, and these walls right here for the legs are 3/8 thick. And the depth here is 5/8. So we'll do some fun measurement just to see how close everything is on the CNC. But anyway, there's our first couple for the bottom. And what I'd like to do is kind of play around with the coolant and get it to where it's not slinging so bad, and I can get some better video of the machining action for you on machining maybe a couple more of these. So I'm just going to keep working through them. So while the Miltronics is over there finishing on our Op2, I've got 10 that I need to run the reamer in. We're gonna use the Flex Arm R&R 20 to get this done. This is a great setup for reaming. If you just need to ream a hole out, sometimes you have a hole that's a little bit too small and you just want to run a reamer through it. This works great because the way that it floats around, it self-centers in the hole. If you do it in a milling machine, you got to let the workpiece float or center up on the hole there. But what I was going to mention was, like I said, I got 10 of them here. Some of these need to be reamed. This first one we've already started with. I put the red X's on there, and so these pin gauges fit in there. So 13/64 is the one that we're starting with on this guy. This is a 204 pin gauge. 13/64 is 0.203 on your diameter, so you can see we're trying to get them, you know, 2, maybe 3 thousandths over. So we'll go ahead and we're going to use some anchor lube, lubricate the reamer. This is really quick and easy. We'll just go ahead and center it on the hole first. That's all it takes, just like that. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll get these 3. So the next one I need to do is like 7/32. But I was going to show you, I went ahead and made myself a reamer holder. I purchased all these reamers in the exact diameter that we want to finish our holes at for the drills to drop in there with 2 to 3 thousandths clearance over your nominal size. So this was cool. I used Fusion to create this. All I did was just copy the program, and then I went back into the one that I copied, renamed it for reamer holder, and I changed the diameter of all the holes to represent the shank of all these reamers here. And I think that's pretty cool. So this right here is just going to be a tool that we're now going to be used whenever we're producing this particular drill index. And then of course I still got this one that's got my pin gauges in there that we'll be machining towards the end. Get that one cleaned up too. So we'll go ahead and I just wanted to show you some of these guys being reamed. So I'm going to go ahead and just take that one out right there. All right. My only annoyance is that it's hard to keep the head of the flex arm where you want it. It wants to swing around. But I'm going to stick the 13/64 back in there. We're going to grab the 7/32. And I'm going to go through all of them, you know, in order using the same reamer. But I just wanted to show you guys, like, you know, what we're doing here. 7/32. Just like that. And you can see you got a few chips on there. And what we'll do is go ahead and grab the 7/32 pin gauge, which this one right here, the reamer, the pin gauge is 220 thousandths. So it fits in there. You got that nice fit. So 7/32. This is 220, and 7/32 is 218 and 8/10. Just rounded up to 219. And you can see that we've got, you know, a little over 1 thousandths clearance in that hole right there. Working pretty good. And 15/64, so let's go ahead and finish this particular one. And that's why I love this new reamer stand, is because I've got the same fractions on there as you would a drill bit. So it doesn't matter what size the reamer is, because I can grab that particular reamer, 15/64, and I know that's the one that I need for the 15/64 hole on this drill index. Got a little bit on there. 15/64 pin gauge. And that is 236, 234 and 4/10. So, you know, a couple thou over that. I think that the more that we get into the production and manufacturing of these guys, doing more, I'm gonna have a better idea on what sizes that these holes need to be. I'll probably continue, like the next batch that we do, I hope there's many batches that we have to make. I'm gonna do some tweaking on the hole sizes and try to get them tightened up just a little bit. You know, we're talking maybe a half a thousandths or maybe a thousandths, depending on the holes. And we'll try to get it, you know, that beautiful fit. So anyway, that's this one right here. And this is one of the early ones that I did, and I did not have the chamfer on this guy right here. So this one's got the sharp edges on the lettering. So this one right here is gonna be a candidate for media blasting and then color anodizing. I'm gonna go through, I think once we get the first 100 done, I'm gonna go through it, I'm gonna inspect. We're gonna have a couple like this. We're gonna have a few that's got some imperfections on the outside there, maybe from the vise, maybe there was a little tiny chip. And we'll probably separate the ones that have some blemishes on there, and those will be media blasted and etched. I think all the ones that are the most beautiful finishes, you know, no imperfections on the side, we will clear anodize these guys right here, because I'm really liking the look, and I hope you guys out there like the look of that as well. And I think the clear anodizing is going to look beautiful. The anodizer agreed. He said it's going to protect that nice pretty finish on there. You know, I have to worry about it corroding or anything, and I think it'll look really good. So we're really excited to see how that's going to come out. Let's go ahead and show you one more. So we just did that one, this one right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and go back to our 13/64 reamer, because I got two more of those to do before I need to go through some of the other holes there. Just put that right there. All right, we got two of these guys that need the 13/64. There we go. And this is kind of how I'm wanting to go through these guys after we finish showing you a little video of the setup here. As easy as that. And I'll clean all these really well later once we're all done with them. All right, looking good. So we got these, these four here should be finished now. And the ones from here on that I did not have marked, they have several holes that I need to ream on this guy. It's just this batch right here though. All the rest of them have been on size. That was my own fault that I went through the first 10 and didn't do a good job of checking the holes, and that's something that I'm learning, you know. So, but that's why I invested in the reamer set. So even going down the road, if we do some and the holes are undersized, maybe we got to change an end mill and the hole size changes, we've got this reamer set now that we can grab and come over here to the flex arm and get them reamed out. So I'm going to keep reaming holes and keeping the Milltronics fed with Op2. So our flex arm has been working awesome over here. And of course, it's being fed with good, clean, dry air from our Kaiser air compressor, our 5C air tower. And I just wanted to plug them again quickly and just mention how happy I've been with that air compressor, the air tower. It keeps our machines going. You have flex arm here. It's keeping air going to the TRM for all the tool changes. It sits over there. It does its job. It works excellent. It's nice and quiet. You don't ever have to worry about it. I just love my Kaiser, and I couldn't recommend them enough. If you guys are looking for a good compressor system, or maybe you want to upgrade your system in your shop, check out the Kaiser and their smart pipe. Doing the tool change there. Everything's going good right here. So I just got to keep working my way all the way around, getting all these holes on these 10 here. It's a job, but all of our machines that we have at our disposal here are getting the job done nice and easy with the flex arm. You could certainly set up and do this kind of stuff in the mill. As I had said earlier, you can make a little floating system in the mill, because really what you want is you want the cutter to be able to self-center on the hole there. And that's what makes the flex arm such a good tool for doing stuff like this, is because it just centers itself up on the hole. Our Anchor Lube is working great. Another really great product that I'd recommend. So I'm just going to keep reaming these holes out today. We are down to our final 3 blocks.
Yay!
We just got this one in here. Abby's super excited about it. I'm excited about it too. But we are down to our final 3, which is an exciting moment. So we're going to go ahead and get these guys in here. I have been trying my best to make sure that everything is clean. I take our drill index and I make sure that both sides and the bottom is wiped like that. And in fact, I'm putting them in a specific way like this here. Try not to scratch anything. And then tighten it up. I have a certain amount of pressure. We're using some of that Abom torque to tighten it up, but I did find that if I put too much torque on there, which is really easy to do, I'm actually kind of seeing, you know, where the counter bores of the jaws are. So I'm trying to put just enough pressure that I know that it's going to hold it. It's not going to try to pull it and lift it out of there. And so far, we haven't had any issue. So anyway, we got one more on the table right there to do. So what I'll have to do is just post out the program with just one work offset instead of the 2. And this mill needs cleaning. It is full of chips. Cycle start. And I don't know if we mentioned it earlier in the video or not. This the bottom op 2 for 2 of them takes 21 minutes. Exactly, 21 minutes. So we've just been keeping it fed. Everything's been working well. Cutters have been doing a phenomenal job. The Miltronics is doing a phenomenal job. Exciting. So whenever I hit cycle start on that, I take the 2 that I removed from the mill, and I use our awesome Pig microfiber floss here. It does such a good job. And I just love the sheen that is coming off these parts right here. and just kind of wipe them off. So there's the bottom. I don't know if we showed a good shot of that earlier, but I know you can see the circular tool marks there, but this is nice and smooth down in the bottom there. Everything's deburred nicely. It's looking great. This is 3 stacks deep right here on what that cart. We bought that from Harbor Freight to kind of get us going. And it's been working good so far. So anyway, we'll bring you guys back when we get to the end here. I don't know how long the video is going, but we'll definitely wrap it up. And we got more to come. We got some more things to talk to you guys about, and we will be doing that pretty soon. This is certainly an exciting moment for me. We have all 100 of our first drill indexes machined, Op1 and Op2. I still have one more thing to do to these guys in the machine. I'll get to that in a minute. But I wanted to share just how full the machine is with all of our aluminum chips. It's actually a little bit too full. I took it further out than I should with the chip pile there, and I need to get this thing cleaned out. And this is all just from Op2 right here. I cleaned it out after Op1 because it was full, but Op2 is taking more material and it's creating even more. So this presents another problem that I've got to solve right away, and that is I need some more containers to put the aluminum in. So I saw a couple of tricks recently on Instagram that actually is very helpful. I think I'm gonna copy one of them. I haven't decided which one yet, but I need to get some containers. I've already got a couple of these Rubbermaid trash cans, which work good. I know a lot of guys use this style of trash can, and all this is just aluminum in there, with the exception of that one little piece of pig mat that got in there. But anyway, I've got to get some more containers that I can use to put the chips in, and there was a couple things that I saw. So we got to deal with the coolant that gets in there, right? I saw somebody just make up a little PVC pipe that fits on the end of either the Sump Shark or the Freddy type machine, and they have the pipe going all the way to the bottom so they could come over here with their Sump Shark and suck all the coolant out of it. Brilliant idea. The other thing that people were saying that they do is that they actually stack 2 of those on top of each other. The top one, which takes all the chips, I guess you have some holes drilled in the bottom of it, so when you dump them in there, the coolant can drain into the second trash can underneath it. And the one that I saw, they actually had a fitting like installed in there where they could do the same thing. They could attach their Freddy or Sump Shark to it just to suck the coolant out, not having to pick the thing up. So I think I'm gonna go get a couple of these guys, get some more of them. We can get those at Lowe's right down the road. And I just need some more cans so that I can put the chips somewhere. And I'll definitely be taking a run to the scrapyard very soon, because I'm gonna have at least 4 to 6 of those cans. I've already got a couple filled up with aluminum chips that need to go. So I'll probably have a couple more. So anyway, that's what we're gonna work on next, is just getting the machine cleaned out. I was gonna point these out. So these are the 10 that you saw me ream, okay? I had decided that this batch of 10 right here are gonna be seconds. They're not really working out to the standards on which I want them to be at. They're still a great product. They're gonna be a great product. I know a lot of people would enjoy having this, but I think what I'm gonna do with these guys right here, some of them have some blemishes on them too, not perfect on the sides, but the holes just didn't turn out exactly the way I want on all of them. So this 10 is definitely gonna be considered for anodizing, because I want to try out some more anodizing. I need to contact another shop about doing some anodizing. So I think these 10 right here are perfect candidates for samples, and I'm gonna keep these 10 separate, and when the time comes, we will sell these at like a discounted rate, just because I'm not 100% happy with the way that they turned out. Now the rest of these guys here are 90, or 92 actually it's gonna be 90, because one of them is this reamer holder right here. And by the way, that was one of the mistakes that I realized I made, is that the 21/64, I got this reamer, somehow I picked it 2 thousandths larger than what I had intended to purchase. So I started reaming the holes, realized that a few of them were already reamed a little bigger than what I wanted. So the 21/64 hole on several of these are going to be slightly bigger than what I would like it to be. So that's why we're going to keep those separate, use them as test samples and sell them at a discount later on. But anyway, so that was one of our holders there. This one is prototype number 1 right here. This one's just going to stay with me on my desk. It's got some errors in it that you probably can't see. It's not perfect, but that was the first one that I milled right there. So prototype number 1 will stay with me. So I guess we got about 91 of these guys total that we can get done. So the next setup that I want to do is get the mill cleaned, get it set back up. And because I don't have any kind of laser etching capacity right now, I'm going to run a program with a ball mill that's going to put some company information, a part number, and a serial number on this batch right here. I just decided this is what we're going to do to get started, to get the ball rolling, and I know that I need to improve that later on. You have a lot of laser machines out there, and we want to look into that to have here, not just for stuff like this, but Abby wants a laser machine here so she can use it for some other things as well. She wants to make some product for the channel, for the brands, and that's what we could use the laser etching for. But we're going to go ahead and mill these to get this job done. And I don't know how long the video is running at this point. It's probably well over an hour. So I think we're just going to go ahead and call this one for now. And we'll start back over from right here. And we're going to show you some more details of the drill indexes as we make some more progress on it. All right. So this has been a really exciting moment to share all of this with you. This is something that I've had in my mind for several years now, wondering if I could ever get to that point and actually do some product manufacturing of my own. And I think we're here, you know, at this point of this film, and nobody knows about it yet, but we're really excited to launch it. And that time's going to be coming very soon. You guys will already know about that whenever you see this video. And we're excited to see what the engagement is going to be. If there's going to be an interest there, that's going to keep us going. Or if we're going to have something that flops that nobody wants to buy. I know that's going to have to do with price. And we're going to try our best to price these the most economical that we can, while still making a profit, making some revenue for the shop, but selling a product that a lot of you guys are going to want to have on your toolbox out there. I feel confident enough that we have something on our hands that's going to do good. I don't know if it's going to do well, but I think it's going to do good. That I actually took delivery of the second shipment today from Alro. There's our second 100 right there, and they're pre-cut. So this was something that I was wanting to do on the next quote, was go ahead and get it quoted with the material already cut. So I literally ordered this material yesterday and paid for it, and they delivered this at 8 o'clock this morning, and it came from Orlando, Florida. So Alro's doing a great job so far. I hope they're going to be a great company to continue to do business with. I like Alro because of the product that they sell, the services that they provide, and that's who my dad liked to always buy from. They got any kind of material you can imagine, including plastics, all the different sizes, cold rolled, flat bar, extruded aluminum pieces, stainless steel, 4140, you name it, they got it. So we've got an account set up with Alro now, so I can call them at any time, order the material, and pretty much the next day or two, we're gonna get the stock in here and keep these machines fed and get busy. So I wanna get finished with these guys right here. I've got to get anodizing figured out. That's next on my list. Get some samples done and hopefully find somebody that's gonna help us with the anodizing, and it won't take too terribly long to get done. So that's the next step. We'll bring you guys back when we got more to share. I'm excited to keep the story going. I want to fill you guys in on all the stuff that we're doing around here as we slowly progress little by little, each week, each month. Hopefully we're going to continue to grow. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.